Hello everyone, this is GamePro24X, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best farming method that I have ever created in Metal Gear Solid 5. And I say it's the best because the sheer amount of materials you get in such a short amount of time are staggering. And I just can't believe I didn't figure this out a lot sooner. So I'm here to share this with you guys now. Now, please keep in mind that a lot of the stuff that I've been showing you guys is up until this point will still matter. But after you're done with all of your farming, this is the final step in the entire process of everything. Now, before I get into talking about the method, I just want to say that for the past few updates, if you guys have been paying attention to any of the uh, development requirements for most of the new gear, you will tend to notice that it costs the cost is going up by a lot, and more you start to see that Konami is trying to push FOBs onto everyone as much as possible. Because as far as I'm convinced, the only real way to make a comfortable living is one, being good at FOBs and successfully infiltrating another person's FOB that has elite type security systems and just making a living off of that. And I just want to say that whoever is pretty good at that, then I applaud you. Like, you are pretty damn good if you're able to pull that off. And you definitely should be rewarded for that. Definitely. I have no objections to that. But sadly, I feel like the single player side, the people who either can't get Xbox Live or PSN to play FOBs or have the skill required to even complete them are being extremely shafted. And we have very little ways to keep up. And even with my guides, we are always still pretty damn far behind because you can go out and farm all the unprocessed materials you want, but you still have to sit here and wait days for all of that shit to process. Whereas in FOBs, you can just instantly have them if you are good enough. And it's quite sad because, again, everyone in the single player side is feeling shafted, is feeling kind of cheated because we are forced to comply with an online only system that is just way too much. And we are not giving anything else as an alternative. Now, granted, in the most recent update, they did add something where you can complete tasks in single player. It's always good, and it's pretty nice that Konami throw that out, but it's not enough. Sadly, it's just not. And I do feel, again, I strongly feel that whoever does FOBs and are pretty good at FOBs should get the best out of the entire experience, should get the best rewards, etc., etc. But when you do come and look over at the single player side, it's like we're just fighting for scraps. Whereas in FOB land, you just live a comfortable life in luxury if you're good at all of it. And really, it should be like in the single player side, it shouldn't be at that point where it's just fighting for scraps. It should be at minimum to okay. And then, of course, FOBs being the best. But that's just not how it is right now. And part of the reason why I do make these guides is to help alleviate that stress. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go into detail on how you do this method. So to do this method, you're going to need at least two separate USB flash drives as your additional save files. And in your game, you're going to need to grind for as much unprocessed materials, as much plants, as much tanks, and just, you know, just get a bunch of stuff. Just get as much resources as possible, but don't ever connect online. Stay offline. And I can't stress that enough, but once you connect online, you'll have to kind of restart in this. So for your first time, make sure you collect as much as possible and try to get the most out of it. If you really can, get maximum unprocessed materials, get maximum processed materials. I know you're not going to be able to cap out in plants because I don't even know what the hell the cap is. And the same goes for tanks. Those are like second priority. But you should at least try to get as many plants as possible. So, once you get the two flash drives, what you're going to do is you're going to plug one in and you're going to copy that file that you had not gone online yet, that you sat there for days grinding for all your materials, all your plants and whatever. You're going to copy that file into this other flash drive. And once you're done with that, go back into the game and go ahead and just connect online and play it. You can leave your flash drive plugged in because as far as I can tell on PS4, I don't know on anything on any of the other consoles, but on PS4, the hard drive that the data that the PS4 will choose is the internal hard drive that it has built in it. So even though I have this other data on a USB that's also plugged into a PS4, it's going to prioritize the PS4's hard drive over everything else. So you can still keep it connected. So yeah, I don't know about any of the other consoles. If the other consoles ask you, like I used to play 360. I remember it used to ask you what hard drive or whatever you want to use. Again, use the one that you're going to be sacrificing, so to speak. Don't use the one that's on the flash drive. So what you're going to do is, in your first startup, is of course copy all that data over to the flash drive. The data that's in that flash drive is going to be your dummy account. It's going to be your savings account, so to speak. And everything will be clear to you when I explain it down the line. So, in your first initial startup, after you have already transferred all that data into the flash drive, start up the game, make sure you connect online, and, you know, just make sure your stuff, whatever you had collected, gets transported into your online inventory. Because if you already haven't noticed, whenever you connect online, the online inventory will take a large portion of your offline materials and whatnot and store it into online for you. And I know this used to cause a lot of it used to cause a lot of problems with people, but that's just how the system works. You're going to connect and it's just going to take materials from you and it's all going to be stored online. But here's the thing though, you can use that to your advantage thanks to this method. So once you have done that, if you're looking at the video too, you're going to see some examples as well. Once you have done that, you're going to exit the game entirely, go back into your hard drive, and delete that save data that's on your PS4. Delete it, then grab the dummy account that's on your flash drive and copy it back into the PS4. and you do the process all over again. You start up the game, and you connect online, and bam, you just deposited even more materials into your online stash. That's ridiculous, right? Like theoretically, if I had the cap of, well, actually, I don't know what the cap of the resources is right now. But let's just use the old cap for example. If I had 700,000 or no 200,000 offline processed materials on all of my materials, every time I reconnect, if I had like zero on all of uh, my online storage, if I had zero, every time I redid this method, it will always take a big portion of my online resources and move it to offline. But I can just keep redoing that. I can just bring in the old save that had the cap, and it'll deposit it, delete it, bring in that save again, and just keep doing that. And it works with vehicles, it works with plants, and I'm just kind of shocked that I didn't figure this out myself a long time ago. Because if you really sit back and think about it, once you cap out on all of your unprocessed and processed materials, you never, ever, ever have to farm another day in your life in Metal Gear Solid 5. Because all you gotta do is just move that file over, deposit everything into the online storage, and you're done. That's it. Now, here's where the second flash drive comes into play. If you're okay, I know for us on PS3 and PS4, we have if you have PSN, you have an online storage or an online save, a cloud save, if you will. You can move. You can put the save file in there, but if you don't have that and you just have a second USB, go ahead and if you want to continue the game, like you want to just go out and just do your own thing, and then like when the next update or something happens and new weapons come out, but you still want to reapply this farming method, before you delete that save on your PS4 to restart the farming method, take that save that you've been just playing on normally after that point and put it on the other flash drive. So your other flash drive will always have exactly where you left off. And you're going to do the process all over again. You're going to delete it off of your PS4, bring in the dummy account to go ahead and upload all of your resources. And you can easily cap out on your offline resources. And once you're done with that, delete it off of your PS4, bring it, and then you bring it back from the other flash drive. You bring back your old account, and bam, like once you connect online, your online storage is going to be completely full, and that's it. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is the farming method to end all farming methods. It's quite a shock. And I just, again, I can't believe I had not figured this out a lot sooner, because I wasted so much time just grinding and grinding and grinding when I could have just did it once and just copy pasted. And this method will take you like 2 minutes. 2 minutes for like 200k materials. And now with the cap lifted, it's going to be a lot more than that. And it's all going to go towards your online. Just your online. That's it. And of course, all the new weapons that come out and stuff, they're only going to take from your online stash. So yeah, this, in my opinion, is much better than FOBs. Because you don't have to go do FOBs to earn this much resources. All you got to do is just stick to the grinding methods that I've shown you this whole time, cap out, and keep and save that file forever. And just keep re-looping it.
Please select a mission.
Crazy, huh?
Mission accepted.
Well, hopefully the method isn't too complicated for you guys. I know it sounds really convoluted and confusing when I just try to explain it to you, but don't worry, I'll make sure to thoroughly and clearly describe what to do, how things work in the description, and I'm going to be writing a Reddit post about it as well. I'm going to make sure you guys can understand as clearly as possible. And once you just start doing this more often, it'll start to make sense. You'll be like, oh, it's actually not as confusing as it once was. It's just simple switch. So yes, I think I'm gonna call this infinity farming because theoretically that's what you're doing. You're gaining an infinite amount of resources in like less than 2 minutes. But yeah, I just can't believe I would end up finding a method that would just completely like put an end to all of the farming stuff. But if you haven't achieved the perfect dummy file, then definitely the videos that I have put up will surely guide you and show you where you can go and what you can do. But yeah, anyways, whoever watched my previous video and has been saving up all of your offline materials, this is it. This is what you got to do now. And I hope you guys found this extremely helpful. And you'll be able to build your FOBs. You'll be able to build whatever the fuck you want super fast and without having to worry about online materials because you just you just use the infinity method and that's it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, uh, and I thank everyone who has been supporting me and giving me a lot of positive things about my channel and my videos. And I continue to give you guys quality content. And I hope this is that thing that will make all of our lives a lot easier. So let me know what you guys think. And this is GamePro24X, and I'll see you later. Oh, and before I forget, fuck Konami. Fuck you. Fuck you for everything. Everything that we have to go through in this fucking game. Everything Kojima has to go through because of your bullshit. Fuck you. And I sincerely hope this fucking method is the biggest middle finger I could give you and tell you to fuck off with your FOB online only bullshit.